What is up, Somies? I am already experiencing my own technical difficulties. I did a recording for this already, but I'm going to do it again because it did not work out just the way I wanted it to. Let me see if, let me make sure that we're getting what we need here. So I'm assuming that you've already got um, Audacity installed. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to come over to recent files. I'm going to open up um, Soma Daily Dose, right? As I suspected, it's not catching what I want it to. So let me go ahead. I'm just going to display capture. And I'm going to, yeah, capture the second monitor. There we are. So there we are. Move this out of your way so you're not seeing that. And this way you'll catch everything that's going on. So, in order to take a track that we've already got, I've got the Soma Daily Dose with counting. I've been told that on this back end that it gets a little loud. Uh, Typically, it starts happening. I start getting that feedback right around this time frame, and I can see here that I'm gonna increase this a little bit. I can see here that it's just louder, right? You can see the volume peaking up a little bit more, um, and it gets a little bit louder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this whole back half here. I'm going to make it so I've got a select. You select straight in here by clicking left click in here, and then you can hold the shift key, come all the way to the back, and left click again, and that's going to select this whole area. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to amplify, which may seem may seem like that's not intuitive, but you're going to come in here and you're going to reduce it a little bit. Maybe bring it down, and watch as I reduce it. After I hit OK, you're going to see these levels fall some. It's going to be slight. We're not trying to make it quiet. We're just trying to bring it into the same range as everything else. So I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to take a look at it, and I'm going to do this kind of visually today, just for the sake of this. Right? You saw just the smallest bit there happen. I also know that right about here, I can see it getting louder here, um, and it might be it just while it's fine. If you're listening to it and Niraj is going, he's already got his voice auto corrected in the back. However, when you and I are doing it through Zoom, there's the volume gets higher, and we're not adjusting our volume, our voice, to compensate for it. One reason is because we don't hear that difference. So I'm gonna go ahead and make this audio all pretty much the same level, so that I don't have to make that adjustment on the fly. And so I'm just gonna repeat the amplify until I'm gonna eyeball it right here as I look at the screen. As want to make sure that um, want to make sure that uh, personal challenges over here. Um, Come on, man. Personal challenges. All right, there we go. I'm gonna make the difference here. I'm gonna eyeball it, make sure that I see it coming down on my own, and be comfortable with it. So I'm gonna repeat the amplify till it looks like it's about the same, on the same level as everything else. So repeat amplify, look at it, and I saw that one adjustment. I'm gonna think that that's okay. What I can do is I can also just record myself through it and check it out. Um, but that would be the easiest way, I think, to go ahead and do it. And then finally, let's say that you want to see another tool that I like in this would say add a new track, stereo track, since we're already in stereo. Come over here and for this one here is with the counting, but maybe you want to do your own counts and start getting your own counts on some of this audio. Um, Something you can do in order to have some on hand for yourself. Like let's say right now I'm gonna record a 4/4, so I'm gonna say in 2 3 out 2 3 4 in 2 3 4 out 2 3 4. Okay, so I've got my 2 3 4 there. I've got my 4/4 there. Now, what I want to do is I want to come over here. I'm gonna hit. I'm gonna come up here to edit. I'm gonna add a label here at this area, and I'm gonna say, hey, I've got a 4/4 count here. Now I'm gonna come over here, and I'm gonna record like a 2 2 count. So I'm gonna go in, in 2, out 2, in 2, out 2, in 2, out 2. So I'm gonna hit Control B for me. That's a label, right? So that's a 2 2 count. And if I'm doing any of these counts wrong, don't stress too much about that. So what's great about this is now I can come and I can copy and paste this anywhere I want. I can copy and paste my 2 2 count anywhere, bring them all together, and say, hey, I've got all these 2 2 counts, and there's my 2 2 count section. This also gives me the opportunity. I'm trying to figure out how I can gather them all at the same time. Oh, be like that. Highlight them all. Maybe I want to bring them all to the front. Maybe I want to bring this one to the over here. Get this over here. Drag this over here too. I'm just copying. I'm clicking and highlighting. I just know that there's no count here in this section. So I want you to hear 2 2 out. We're working live. Maybe it's further back here in the very beginning. Bear with me as I just try and show you this. Show you this piece. Oh, it's all the way back in the beginning. Hold on to the night. I'm gonna just cut it. I'm gonna come all the way to the front. I'm gonna paste it here. Unmute it. Now I want to make sure that I can hear myself, right? 2 out. I can barely hear myself over the music on this track. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to my left, and you can see this gain. 2 out 2 in 2 out 2. And I'm going to save it and stop. I'm like, all right, stop. That's great. That's exactly where I want it to be. So you can make that adjustment here on this track, leveraging gain and with this file. And so you can then you can just say file, export as a file type, right? Export as MP3, daily dose with test counts, and that's gonna get it down to one specific file. And then the other thing you can do too is well, that's gonna export a specific file with your new count, and that's great. The other thing you can do is maybe you wanted to do this meditation with a different type of count. So save it as a project. Save project as it says right here is not an audio file, right? This is not an audio file. We're saving the project file. I'm going to save it somewhere where we can all find it together next time, as opposed to this past time. I come over here, Soma, and I say Soma daily dose with counting, 4 counts. So what that does is this going to save these tracks without compressing them, so I can come back in here and make any other adjustments I want. Maybe I just want to take all this out, yada yada. But those are a couple different ways that you can leverage Audacity. This is not for it's not for presenting. You can present with Audacity. I have presented using Audacity as my primary mixer. But for today's kind of question, there was a question on how do I adjust the audio, how do I make, how can I make that different? This is how I would go about it. There's going to be a million ways to do this, but using Audacity, lowering certain areas and of volume on the track, and then resaving that track as a file save as adjusted, so that you don't have to make those changes on the fly when you're presenting. Hope this is helpful. That's it. Yeah, ping me if you have any questions. Shoot me an email, Brandon at spiritualdope.co. Later.